All right, good evening. Welcome to Dirty Shores Prepping. First, before I go into what I'm planning on talking about, new catalog regarding poultry and supplies. That's always good to have, planning ahead for any increase in flocks or anything else like that. And also gardening seeds and supplies. Once again, planning ahead for the spring planting and see what's available and what I might want to try and plant this year to increase our production. And it was an amazingly productive season last year. Okay, by now you've all heard, read, seen the strike on Venezuela. Maduro and his wife are now in New Jersey. They will be, I'm sure, photographed and everything else. Trump released one photograph of him blindfolded and earmuffs on and handcuffs. This is what his regime did to unarmed civilians who opposed him, and I wonder how he likes that. I'm sure not very well. But I want you to think on this strike not as taking out a narco terrorist. Trump made it very clear that it is also about oil. What a surprise. A couple videos in my crystal ball video, I predicted it would be about oil and minerals in South America, and lo and behold, here it is. It is a strategic move at this time to take out Venezuela for their crude oil. Now, this is not sweet oil. This is tar-like substances that are refined down to mix with diesel fuel and other lubricants, which is necessity for various machines, including warring machines. Venezuela was an ally of the Soviet Union, and to a lesser extent, Venezuela, and even more so to Cuba. Soviet Union has just lost another ally, Venezuela. They previously lost Iran. This move is about what I predicted: rare earth minerals, silver, and oil. It is to solidify the American hold on South America and to put on notice, including Mexico, which I also predicted, with Scheinbaum being controlled by the drug cartels, putting them on notice that if you decide to get a little frisky and say we are going to nationalize the silver exports, oil exports, rare earth mineral exports, we will not allow that to happen, and we will effect regime change or be so persuasive that that does not happen. It is all about what I said. China launched the first strike by banning export of silver a day early, creating havoc on the market. This, by removing the crude oil off the market for temporary reasoning, will also disrupt the market a little bit. Trump says we are going to be paid back in oil reserves for our expenses of overthrowing your government and providing you freedom. That may or may not be true. He is solidifying the fact that he will install a U.S.-friendly regime and keep it that way. He says no permanent boots on the ground. I wouldn't believe that. Just like he said there's no reason for armed forces to be in Syria, and yet here they are, and we lost 2 of our own in an ISIS attack. Not everything is said is meant to be taken literally. We will continue to have boots on the ground. We will continue to have the naval in the ports of Brazil. We will also keep an eye on Brazil, Peru, Colombia. And if you look at the march upwards, we support Argentina with President Milei and his growing popularity in overturning decades-long socialist behavior that ran that country into the ground, to bankruptcy. Trump is doing everything to support him, buying beef and everything else. This is a strategic move to help solidify the United States position. It's not about humanitarianism. Yes, he's not a good guy over there in Venezuela, Maduro. Yes, he was killing American citizens either intentionally or by accident through poisoning of fentanyl. Look, you know it's pretty bad when outside the hospital I work at, they have a vending machine that is stuffed top to bottom with Narcan, free of charge. That's how bad it is. And if Trump can reverse that, I applaud that. But this is more on a national security, to make sure we have rare earth minerals, to make sure we have heavy crude for refining for diesel, to help support Peru and other countries that are exporting silver needed for manufacturing of our weapons. It is also to serve notice to Cuba, Mexico, and other countries that say we are going to become a socialist, communist country and we don't care what the United States says. We're not a puppet of theirs. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Part of America first is to make sure we stand the leader of the free world. You notice Keir Starmer of England, the liberal leftist that he is, who supports mass censorship, but tells Trump, oh, we're not doing that, we're not doing it. He supports and continues to support mass censorship. He's the first one that trotted out to the microphone, I'm sorry, United Nations, we didn't have anything to do with it. That's hogwash. He's a weak-kneed, spineless liberal that they all are. And the Democrats are also on the same ones that are on the other side of this issue as well. They support dictators. They support socialists. They support everybody else but America first, including our citizens. They are the ones that are running down to Cuba. Look at the list of Democrats that went down to see Castro when he was still alive. Every one of them is a liberal Democrat, including Marcy Kaptur here in Ohio. She was trotting herself down there, the old hag that she is. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Thompson, the chairman of the January 6th committee, the farce that it was. He's a huge Castro supporter. He went down there 26 times. Yet the liberals, Democrats, the socialists will always defend MS-13, Tren de Aragua. Look at Governor Polis. Oh, that didn't happen. Those aren't really the bad guys and everything. These are just some people that were trying to do stuff. Weak-kneed liberals. But this is on a more national scale. This is about securing rare earth minerals. This is about securing gold and silver. This is about securing our oil and putting a check against Russia and China in our hemisphere to suppress the Belt and Road Initiative. And I have one more prediction to make. Look for Panama and watch what happens with the canal. The next step will be the United States to secure both ends of the Panama Canal and take it away from the Chinese. Watch that. I predict that will happen relatively quickly. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I appreciate you and I thank you. Greg out.